Hi. Hi. Oh, wait, no. Ah. 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 Anyway. Lol. I forgot that that was actually there and I accidentally clicked it because it starts with a P, just like the program and game window. But hi. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? I hope that you're all well. Hey Phantom, hey Foamy. How have you been? Have you had a nice day? I hope so. I have a cat in my lap. She's very warm, and I had an absolutely massive burger. It was glorious. It was glorious, chat. Like, it was such a nice burger. Ah! Wah! Okay, there's a little bit of scuff. Don't tell Callus. Don't tell Callus. He'll never let me hear the end of it. No! I can't believe you've done this. Wah! Hey Mel, how you doing? So, I did actually play this a little bit off stream because there was just a lot of grinding to actually flip the map to red. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of grinding. So we're definitely gonna be able to finish it today, I think. At least I hope we can. We do have the issue of all of the hardest fights are now, and I can't really use like my hacks to like speed it up. We also have a bunch of bonds gotten by doing that off-stream grinding, because you know we accidentally did it. Lol. Let's have a look at what these guys are doing. I don't quite understand this particular ship, and I feel like it's not, because last stream we had the yaoi scene with the implied snoo. Lol. Time to have some lunch. What you having? Today will be our face-off will be through this. Whiskey, eh? Drink together. Are you threatening me with a good time? Not like that. This isn't leisure drinking. This is combat. Measured by what? Whoever drinks the fastest, of course. No thanks. Can't even taste it that way. And how about a drinking game? Oh, by Haru. Now you're talking. Which game? How about the Liar's game? Never heard of it. Your opponent has to guess if what you share about yourself is truth or a lie. Of course, whatever you share can be either one. If the opponent chooses right, they win. If not, you win. I see now. Let's have a fair game then. I'll start. How you doing, Methel? It's lovely to see you. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Bring it. Well, obviously Earl is gonna be the better thing. I'm a man. I'm actually a man. Ayo, lie. Immediately. Spend enough time around men and you learn to tell. My turn then. Let's do this. I'm planning on making some political maneuvers to usurp my brother's throne. Lie. What makes you think that? You don't seem to be the strategizing type. Ha! I'm good. My legs are kind of sore because I had a hard day at work. I see, you are correct. But yeah, it's You got Punk a gift. What did you get, Pink? What did you get the Punkler? Is she playing it? Done very well to keep up with me, but let's leave this here. You're so freaking huge. Unfair. Tank. It's not unfair. Being built is simply a gift from above. All broad-shouldered and cool then. Hey now, are you alright? Oh god, it's Earl into Kiaran. You look cute and extra. I do not look extra bonkable! I mean, I am cute, but you know, that's neither here nor there. We know it to be true. You're like a big teddy bear. Ayo. Someone get me a medic. Oh, are you coming on to Kieran? He's gay. Tyler, you called Kieran. What in the world are you doing with a woman so utterly drunk? It's a bit more complicated than that. Oh, now Mr. Fox is here too. Fun. Wait, are they going to become a throuple? Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening, chat? Oh my god. I can ask Ponk myself. Ah! I'm getting abused, chat. It's too early in the morning for abuse. Too early in the morning. Too early. Too early. What am I doing? Let's see. We've got a couple more bonds to do. But before we do any more bonds, let's actually do some combat. Because I don't want to spend all of the time. I don't want to spend all of the time, you know, doing that. Let's see. Tank and cavalry, so I'll have these three win. Get wrecked, my dude. We've made it back to Elysia, but are you all right with this, Lily? Yep, I made up my mind ages ago. Very well then. Let us put an end to this ordeal. It's 8 p.m. It is 8 p.m. Yes, you are correct. But man, there was a bit of me that wanted to like have a little food coma after I had that burger. It was such a good burger, chat. Like, insanely good. Like, so good. I was like lying on the couch afterwards, half tempted to just go have a little couch nap. But then I would have completely just slept until tomorrow, probably. Can I get another round, barkeep? You're late. Sit down, lol. Oh my, such charming customer service. You brought them, right? Hand them over already. Now you're speaking my language. She could be playing the gift, but it's like 80 gigabytes. Holy shit, what did you get? That's 80 gigabytes. That's huge. All right, here you go. How are the ice pops? Good? As much as I hate to admit it, yes. Yes, okay. Glad to hear it. So, did you do it? You bet your ass I did. I present to you blended whiskey and perfect pairing for ice pops. Smells amazing. The sweet scent of the ice pops ties it all together perfectly. Put them together and they're smooth as silk. The foamy wishes to be present. Very well. Very well, foamy. Wow. Hey, Amina. How you doing? Don't mind if I do. Sweet with a bitter kick. Ah, my worries are fading away. And the whiskey lingers with the sweetest finish. I knew trusting you was the right choice. You did your homework on me, huh? How I used to brew and stuff. Well, of course. But it wasn't anything malicious. I had to learn all I could to get close to Prince Kieran. It was simply my duty as a tool. Why do you keep using that word? Gives me the creeps. Quit calling yourself a tool. Huh? They wear you down, chip you, break you. And what, you take it because you think that's all you are? I never once saw you like that. Not for a second. And you're still breathing, aren't you? You've got a sister to look out for, don't you? Oh my god, is this the young couple? It totally is. You're right, I'm sorry. Like, these guys are meant to be having a war, but they're all too busy flirting. They're all horny teenagers, I swear. Even the adults. Hi, how you doing? Wow. floofy tail touched. Oh, stop crying. What are you apologizing for now? Sheesh. Hurry up and drink and get some sleep. Hey, can I ask you one more thing? You think it's okay if I live? Not as a tool, but for myself and Lily. I mean, yeah. Sounds good to me. When all this shit is done, I'm going to be spending the rest of my life brewing. Yeah? Sorry if I come back to talk again. What's with me today? Anyway, thanks for the treat. Once you're done making those pops, I'd like my men to try some. Everyone should have the pleasure of trying your liquor. Do what you like. I'll be here, so drop by whenever. Thanks. I like Blueberry. She's very cute. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, these guys have another one. Ooh, there's so many. You know what? I'll do one every time I do a fight. I'll do one every time I do a fight, chat. I think that sounds fair. That way we don't get bogged down in reading and we can continue to progress the story. Oh, bugger. So I think my plan has to be to take this bit. Lol. Get wrecked, my dude. Also get wrecked. Man, I can't even, like... I can't even move on yet. Okay. And because I don't have... Oh, okay. This is a slight problem. But that's fine. That's fine. We can do this. I believe, chat. Lol. Everyone is slowly leveling up. Oh damn, I just realized I'd used an energy to do the thing. I'll have him hang back. What's the right course? Can I... If I do that... I can have... No! Hang on. I can win this. I believe, chat. I believe. Oh. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that immediately. Lol. God, I love this game. It's so silly. But in the best possible way. When Scarlet gets the first turn and she's paired with Lily, it just works so well. Because it just does so much damage. Okay. Let's do another bond. Is anyone close to... Oh, yeah. The brother and sister. They have bonded successfully. I think this is the S tier one, which is the final one. Big brother, have you finally found your own idol to stan? I have someone very close to me that's extremely precious. Who is it? Who's your idol? Of course it's you, Kami. Oh, say what? You're irreplaceable, and the one I want to look after more than anyone. No one compares to you, dear sister. Oh gosh, how embarrassing. Do you think the Stanner became the stand? LOL. Neither her nor Lily make me feel the way you do. I probably couldn't idolize them because I already idolize you. Carmine, I will support your life stream with everything I've got. From here on out, as a lifelong stan. Whoa, I can really feel your stan energy. Looks like I have to live up to your expectations now. How stressful. All this time I've been pushing myself onto Lady Scarlet like this. That's not great. Looks like she gets it now. Hopefully now she'll calm down. Big brother? What is it, sis? No, and I'm going to stand in moderation. So if you're going to stand me, you do the same? LOL. Let's be mid-level stands. Sounds good to me. LOL. I fucking love Carmine. Oh shit. Sanjay becomes a massive tank. That seems really useful, actually. That seems incredibly useful. I think I should do one more of these. Who do you want to see? Jane and Sanjay. Are they getting together? Are we getting the muscle couple? What's a fluffernutter, Foamy? I can't say I have. So Sanjay, I've come to, well, what is it? In the mood to lift some weights. What's that? It's for you. I embroidered it so you'd know it's yours. A bluebird. Isn't it a bit too cutesy for me? Actually, I have a matching one. They're a pair. Oh, in that case, it's perfect. But why a blue bird? Whenever there's a bird in the sky, you're sure to be facing skywards. So you noticed. How embarrassing. Have you always liked birds? They're free to fly wherever they please. People tend to admire what they don't possess. Ah, so then I guess outside of friends with shared hobbies, you wouldn't want... Aol? Madam. No. Jane? Yes? We both have things we wish to protect. You may hate it, but to me, you are precious. Worth protecting. I guess what I mean is, I want you to let me be your shield. Fucking gay! Long after this battle is over, forever. Sandwich one slice of bread. You put peanut butter of your choice. And on the other side, slather marshmallow fluff onto the bread. Then bam, fluff enough. I don't know how I feel about that. That would make me really happy, but I want to be the one to protect you, Sanjay. Is that so? Well, how about from here on, we watch each other's backs? Okay. Lol. Maximum effort. Holy shit! They're already both incredibly powerful. And they've just upped their damage. They just get double damage. Crazy. Crazy. That's so good. Can these guys? They can't move that far. I should have moved you guys up last turn, really. Let's see how powerful this new ability of theirs is. I bet it's going to be really good. Okay. Which is very yummy to snack on, especially with a couple of your choice. I can kind of get on board with that. Bruh.
この鉄壁崩せるかな。
落ち着いて狙え。慌てるな。
This maybe didn't go as well as I thought it would.
そこだ。消しなさい。
Oh yeah, no. She'll just murder him anyway, lol. It's very yummy. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of get it. I kind of get it. It sounds like it could be nice. It's almost like Rocky Road. Have you ever tried that but with Nutella on it instead? I can see that working out really well. Okay. This is not going to be easy. I need to deal with these because these elite ones are a problem. But I guess having the 100% approval rate is a big help. It's a really big help. Who else can we do? Oh, Jane and Nicole have maxed out. Oh god, there's 3. Okay. I forget that these two have a bond. Ha! There you are. Did you find what you were looking for? The wooden axe? I didn't use it as a drying rack. I just left it in the laundry room corner. I got so lost in the laundry, I guess I forgot about it. Well, that's that then. Firstly, I have to thank you. That's what you hunted me down to say. How chivalrous, although unnecessary. That's not all. I want to ask you something. Ask me what? How did you find it without even actually looking for it? I just listened and used the process of elimination is all. That's it. That's seriously like magic. Don't tell me you used some cunning conversational trick to manipulate me. What kind of brainwashing could affect me in spite of all my capabilities? Ugh, as if I could be bested so easily. I will not be conquered. I really didn't use any kind of special trick. But how do you figure it was in the laundry room? It wasn't part of your usual routine. That made it suspicious. I meant the whole laundry rack thing as a joke, you know. You can make jokes? Hey, don't look so surprised by that. Sorry, I guess intellectual humor is a thing. Also, being asked such personal questions, I'm embarrassed somehow. What? It's right, if I keep speaking with you, I'll open myself up completely. Please don't. Planning on getting friendly as soon as I let my guard down, are you? Cut it out. Don't try and act nice with me any longer. Lol. I'm really not. Nicole's like already got his dummy mummy. He doesn't need like the muscle waifu. You can also add a gentle drizzle of honey or flavor the marshmallows with a dab of jam or chunks of fruit. That sounds like a lot though. That sounds like a lot. Oh dear. You need something? My apologies for being so distressed the other day. I've cooled off since then and taken the time to think. Think about what exactly? Could it be you have secret feelings for me? Or rather, you must have feelings for me. Hold on a second now. Don't say any more. I can tell that doubt you've fallen for Jane Snowflake. From a single glass, you saw that I was troubled. You called out to me and cured my woes. Jane, you've got this whole fanfic in your head and it's hilarious. You were the one who was yelling about it. Then you tried to delve into the details of my daily life with hidden intent of affection. It was just to get the necessary information to find your axe. You even asked what I like for breakfast, what my worries are. Don't deny it. You're madly in love with me. There was small talk mixed in, but it was just an idea to get an idea of your routine. God, Nicole's face, he's so unimpressed. As I suspected, you want to know everything about me. It's come to this. You put me in a real tough spot. That's my line. Even so, I can't return your feelings. Hold on, wait. And there she goes. I get the feeling something awful is about to happen. I kind of love this little dynamic. It's hilarious. Oh god. I was looking for you. You found me. I need to tell you something important. Something important? First of all, I'm sorry if how I acted gave you the wrong idea. Oh, that's... I haven't been man enough to be completely honest. Such a wonderfully modest gentleman. I want to say it clearly. I see. Come at me then. Jane thought the snowflake is ready. Go on. Do your worst. Whatever your heart desires. Madam Jane, my heart already belongs to someone else. The person is Gina. Really? I didn't know. I haven't even properly told her yet. To think I'd be confessing my feelings about her to a different woman first. You two have been by each other's side for a long time, right? Yeah, we grew up together. We go way back. Then, towards me, I think of you as a very important friend and comrade. I see. How embarrassing for me to have misunderstood. Just kill me. Don't hesitate. I really didn't mean to hurt you. Even though I tried to explain, but you kept running away. It seems Jane Snowflake fell prematurely in love. Oh, I'm glad we cleared up the misunderstanding then. Well, now I know your true feelings. I can't just let this be. Excuse me? Nicole, allow me to support your endeavor of love. What? No, I think I'd rather you not. Alright, let's go right now to face the object of your affections. That's hilarious. God, I love it. I love the writing in this. It's so just it's just so silly. It's so silly and over the top, and it just makes me laugh. Kieran and Earl once more. I'll do the next one after the next fight, I swear. This time the challenge will be horseback riding. You're about 100 years too early to be challenging me to a horse race. I do wonder about that, Your Highness. You're up to something, aren't you? Mm-hmm. I can assure you the race will be fair and square. The rules are simple. The first to ride around the perimeter of the base and return first wins. Fine then, I'll accept your challenge. That would be my win, thank you very much. Seriously, I see your trick now. You did your best, Your Highness. I'm still better than you at horse handling, but... certainly so. But this time, Your Highness's size was your downfall. And how strong your horse may be, our difference in size is palpable. The horse I ride will inevitably have less of a burden. Any other opponent would have left you in the dust. Well, it's my loss, but that sure was fun. Huh? Got to drink together and now horseback riding. Looks like we're fast friends. Oh, friends. That might actually be nice. Oh, Earl is falling for the gay guy, and it's hilarious. Not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. What? You can handle stuff between his legs better. Lol. Yeah. I mean, don't you know, Kieran... So, in the early game, we have this ship of Kieran and Tyler. So these two, they like, we even did their romance last time we played this game. And they literally fuck off screen. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's like they literally go and have a tumble or something, and one of them then they get to work out their frustrations. The Booba mascot. The Booba mascot. Rebecca's great. She takes off the hat whenever you max out her abilities. I think this is the final one, and then, oh, Mr. Officer Man. Oh, Rebecca, what's wrong? Why are you here? Well, duh, it's because I want to talk with you. With me? Well, alright. Oh my gosh, you are just so darn cute. Be serious. I mean, Sephiroth, you are cute. I'm praising you. I love me some cute things. I've had this dream to be a beautiful actress. And go to the big city and stand up on one of them stage things. Oh, that explains why you can sing and dance so well. Why? You were spying on me? No, I just happened to see. God, I'm so embarrassed. It was an accident. Also, you have nothing to be embarrassed about. I thought it was pretty cute. What was that? Did my earsies hear the word cute? Don't be silly. It's just a figure of speech. Teehee. Just hearing it makes me feel amazing. I just want to be as strong. I want to be just as strong as you, Mr. Officer Man. Strong, I wish. I'm honestly pretty pathetic. Next to my sister, I'm nothing but a wash-up. Why am I telling her this? Oh, I see. Then you should just be yourself. What? I'm a good listener. So whenever you have these big feelings, I'll scoop them all up. You're such a good boy. I told you to just quit petting me. Lol. But thanks, Rebecca. I may take you up on that. Lol. Praise kink unlocked. I think he might. I mean, I ship it. I ship it. I ship everyone in this game, though, in fairness. Because the ship dynamics are pretty obvious. Again, part of the issue with this stage of the game is like... Oh, I know. If we put that there, then they'll surrender. Holy shit. I would like... In fact, I know. We all should move over here. So that you all can move here. I kind of want to max out the bonds before I actually finish the game. How can I do that? I need to have use actually fight lots. But I could just finish the game. I don't think I can actually beat this fight, the actual boss fight though. Yeah, no, he's insanely powerful. Look at him with his little pose and his little cane. Like, bro is too powerful. He's doing his best to farm aura. I don't know if it's working. There's not enough enemies to actually get the levels I need. Oh dear. Oh god. No! That's fine though. That's fine. Hopefully, I will be able to cap this, and with this capped, I'll have a generally easier time of a few things. Can I send them to attack that? I can. Easy. Can I kill this guy with these two? No. That guy's really strong. And he obviously can't beat that on his own. Let's see, let's see. Can these guys? No. They in fact cannot. Actually, can these guys take that? No. Oh, they're really strong. Oh, that and all my guys just need to get reinforced. Actually, if I just have these guys do the whole betrayal thing, that's just gonna make life very easy. But the enemy is the enemy even taking turns anymore? I don't think they are. I don't think they're taking turns anymore. He can just take that on his own. I kind of want to get some guys over here so we can level up their bonds and fight those other characters. I don't think there's any more I really want to do other than just stall that guy out. I don't think the enemy actually does anything at this. Yeah, they're not actually. We're at the point now where the enemy is just not doing anything, and I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. I don't know how I feel about that. I have to fight these ones and this one if I want to completely clear it. So let's see. Who do I need to group up? Use needs to be with Blauberry and Carmine. He is with both. Use is there. I need Carmine to be with Blauberry. I need Earl to be with let's see. Blauberry and Carmine. Kiara needs to go with Earl. We're gonna have Tyler and Gina stay together. Trying to figure out what the team comps is probably one of the harder aspects of this game. If you want to maximize the things. Careless! Wah! Wah! Why? Why? Stop it! I am being abused, chat. Wow. Mod abuse. Oh. Oh yeah, I guess you can go there. It's a bit far from everything, but like... It's not like it matters. Okay, what do I want? So... Kieran and Earl. So, use I need to level with Carmine and Blauberry. Blauberry's other bond is with Earl. But Carmine's other bond is with Sanjay. So I'll send these two here. This makes sure that we get a decent array of buffs. And we have a solid team for fighting. And then I guess I will pair these two. I say pair, I'll put them here for now. I think I've got 2 teams to that'll maximize the remaining bonds I have to do. You're having a bad day? Oh, I'm sorry, Callus. I hope that you can at least have a bit of a nice time with us. What? I'm glad that the new redeem is something that makes people happy. That's why I have them. It is a silly little redeem though. It doesn't actually bother me. I just kind of do it because I feel like people enjoy when I get annoyed. They enjoy the silly reactions. We've basically conquered the wild at this point. There's not really much we can do. Can I do this and will it actually work? Correct. Let's see. Can these guys take these guys on? Oh, wow. Maybe not. Maybe if we fight it manually, we can beat it, though, in one. But how are you doing, Callus? I know you said you were having a bad day. I hope that... How much of the world is literally just these blue bits? Just these blue bits. I'm trying to level up the bonds I haven't maxed out yet before then. But yeah, we're definitely finishing the game today. Unless there's a 6th act. But the game kind of already said that it's the final act. I have to hope that these guys are okay. Oh god. No, I'm gonna have to save Scum. I don't want to lose this entire team. I just got them set up the way I wanted them. Man. Yeah. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, game. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Fuck it, we know we're gonna die. Man. Man, even when things are going our way, this game just sometimes just says, I'm going to kick your ass, and then it just does it. Without remorse. Holy fuck. Anyway, let's load that. Ah! I was so certain. I just didn't expect those massive attacks right at the start. I was so certain I'd be able to beat that. I think actually I want to have these two make their way over. Man, I'm trying to figure out where I want people to go, and it is not as easy as I thought it would be. So many movements. Wow. Okay. Need to remember that there are other things I would like to do. Like, I want these guys to level as well, so I need to somehow make that a thing. And I think the way I make that a thing is by having these two pair up with Rubius. You woke up today after leaving your new PC on for the night to download games, and the whole thing was dark. No problem, it must have gone into sleep after that. And it didn't respond to anything. Pressing the power button did nothing, then after a lot of troubleshooting, the PSU is probably scuffed. Now you have to wait for a replacement to arrive. Oh my god, that sounds like a nightmare. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. You were so excited to have it as well. Any idea when the replacement's coming? Hey Ligma, how you doing? I hope that, you know, it's not too much of a hassle for you. I want to try that fight again. I reckon I can beat this. I just have to hope they don't absolutely murderize me at the start. The issue is they go first. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything other than God. This is not the most powerful selection of units as well. You ended up just buying a new one because I had no how long the replacement would take. Don't crit me! God. This is either going to go terribly or it's going to be fine. Oh no, she's dead. Pong. You have a very comfy loaf of Haru. Yeah, I had Haru with me at the start of the stream. She was very warm and soft. If you're lucky, it might arrive tomorrow, but it's probably going to take until next week, at least. If it's the PSU, you can just fix it myself, but by slapping it, I was afraid it would have to send the PC back. Wow. Have you been able to troubleshoot everything? I kind of just... I would like to just... Ah! Oh yeah, Punk! What present did Metal get you? I am the curious. I'm just gonna save Scum because I want to save Scum. I'm just gonna... Battlefield 6. Nice. I'll be honest. I don't have as much interest as I feel like some people would like me to have in that franchise. It just does nothing for me. I'll be real. Be real, chat. I'm just gonna end turn. I will maneuver everyone into position. Yeah. I mean, I knew that was coming. So, can this work? No. No, because we've got massive type disadvantage there. What am I thinking? Man. I don't know if we can capture Noah or if we have to kill him. Since the whole thing was unresponsive, there's a lot of other things you could rule out. If it was any other, there would have been at least something like the fans turning on or the motherboard lighting up. That's true. That is entirely correct. That is entirely correct. I hope you're not having to pay any morph to get things fixed, because that would be awful. That would be just like the worst. Damn. They're still really strong. Not even firing up is a full mark of a dead PSU. It's brand new, so it's within warranty. Good. So that's crazy to get something brand new and for it to like just fuck you over like that. That must be no. I can imagine that's incredibly frustrating, to say the least. Okay, so I'm thinking, can these guys? No, they fucking get murdered if I'd have them do that, lol. Oh. Oh my god, I got fucking all of the bonds. Holy shit. Oh, okay. Ah! Right. My colleague told me Corsair PSEs are kind of hit or miss. That's fair. Well, according to Punk Twitter, she owes me booty pics. Wait, what the fuck? Punk! I can't believe that. Actually, no, I can. Lol. Well, if this isn't Tyler, I'm getting along, right? Of all the people I don't want to run into. Bruh got fucking blanked. At least it's modular, so you can just plug the cables into the PSU. That's good. Why are you here? I'm free to go wherever I please, am I not? You sure are testy today. If you need a place to cry, my shoulder is open. Pass. Lol. Get off of me. You two certainly seem to be getting along well. Kieran. You've got it wrong. It's this woman. She's the one that... What's got you all flustered? No, I'm not. No. Your Highness, I'm glad to find you in good spirits. Come on, Gina. Drinking buddies have no use for such formalities. The bar is a neutral zone. I can't be so improper elsewhere, you know. If that's the case, then let's go get ourselves some tasty-ass booze soon. Nothing but the best of the best for your Highness. I'm counting on it. See you two later, then. For all the games one could offer booty pics for. I know, right, Callus? What the hell was that? Well, it sounded like me and the Prince are regular drinking buddies. Since when? Ever since you and the Prince arrived. It's been hard on you, yeah? Cases like that. It's cases like that where drinking can be of good use. You can speak of your hardships with no consequence. Good booze is like lube for tough conversations. Ayo. You forget yourself. Kieran already has me, and that's all he needs. Why would he confide in the likes of you? Ah, that's because I'm outside of the bubble. What? He probably doesn't want you to see his unattractive side. Lol. Kieran thinks so highly of you, after all. I think he doesn't want to make you worry about him. Aww. Well, that's good news for you, isn't it? You should be more frank about your feelings with him. Lol. That she-wolf intruding on people's hearts. I suppose there are parts of my men of Kieran that I haven't seen yet. But how can that be? I really do hate that woman. Lol. It's a brand new game, so I guess that counts. Lol. Mayhap. Where are you, Gina Pepper? What's this all about all of a sudden? I've come to exact my revenge. Revenge, you say? How scary. With how much you've manipulated me, it's my right to do so. So, what's your master plan? You have to vent to me now. Lol. What was that? Surely you have frustrations of your own that you can't express. I don't really have anything to vent with you about. Lol. I don't care. I realize how you peer into people's hearts. And I don't think that's by chance. How utterly unendearing. Fitting, I suppose. One-sided favors don't sit well with me. Returning them is a priority. I guess I don't have a choice. But your secret is expensive, you know. I grabbed a first-class whiskey. Using that secret route of yours. Well then, you'll have to visit until we drink it through to the end. Lol. Through the fog, acts at the start of the turn. During this attack only reduces one enemy's defense by 50. Entire attack deals 1 times damage. Okay. So I guess with this, the only one I have to care about is... These two should level up sooner rather than later. I imagine. Kieran and Earl 4. What will the challenge be today, then? Why all the challenges in the first place? Because I like a worthy opponent. We really are quite similar. I heard the stories, but you really are fit, Your Highness. Well, isn't that a bit obvious, just looking at me? Not by your stature, your nobility. Fit to rule. Well, that's awfully kind of you to say. You even became friends with me, after all. Now, difference between ourselves and our homelands are like, don't matter. Yet another attitude of yours I admire. Having that said right to my face is actually pretty embarrassing. Oh, I didn't know you had a cute side, Your Highness. Drop it. Lol. Hey, once this battle is over, what are you planning to do? I wonder. Probably just let life lead me where it may. Don't need a place to go. Call on me. Huh? We're friends. What other reason do you need to come visit? You really are a fit person, Your Highness Kieran. Lol. Fabulous Assault. Kieran's attack deals 1 to all enemies. If enemies are debuffed or stunned, damaging is increased. Holy shit! That's insane. That's so powerful. Okay, so I need this and... What's the other one? I think it's just uses, I think it's just uses, things. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to actually, like... I don't know how I'm gonna actually be able to, like, beat that. Because this is incredibly strong. And these guys are not exactly the strongest units I've got. I think I can do this, though. What if we do a hustle stream? Then we just have everyone attack. This will probably work. I can use one of my more powerful units to, like, whittle them down. They're literally just not doing anything. Let's try and get these guys to do some damage. Oh, Jesus Christ. These two murder everyone. What the fuck? Oh my god. Why? You all need to stop being fucking bullshit. Oh my god. This is gonna need like several waves of attacks just to kill this minor, like relatively minor threat. I don't know how I feel about that. It's pretty frustrating, honestly. I know. I'm gonna save it. And try and... The real question is if surround him and just throw in one turn. I mean, that's overall what I'm trying to do. The issue I've got... The issue I've got is that they just get to attack first. And it's hard to really plan around their attacks. Oh. Oh, that was nice. No! Please don't. Please. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's okay. We can survive that. No! Oh, that's awful. That's so awful. Yeah, these two are bullshit. Why do they get to go first all the time? Man. We're gonna die. Yeah, everyone's gonna die. I might just need... I'm gonna... You may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Maybe. Man. Why are these two so powerful? They're not even the boss. Oh. Oh, God. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them so much. I might as well just accept that people have to die. I mean, there's no permadeath anyway, so I might as well just... I should make acceptable losses. Like, the units that I don't need to care about leveling up, I'll send in to attack next turn. And we'll whittle down their health. So, I'm thinking we'll start by sending in these two. I'm just going to delegate, because it's fine. But they're insanely powerful. They've all got no business being this strong. Now, if we delegate that... Cool. I think that's the bond I need to level. I think I just maxed out one of the bonds. Cool. So there's only 2 more bonds I need to max out. Hey, Blowberry. Why are you pissed off, my dude? Huh? Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? The hell is wrong with you? Where have you been? Whatever do you mean? Stop bullshitting me. Asking why haven't you swung around for a drink? About that, there just hasn't been any time, and quit with the lies. I know your unit just finished a supply run and you're off duty. Oh, that may be true. I made that blended whiskey just for you. I said you could come back anytime. Yes. So what the hell, lady? Why didn't you come over? I was worried sick.
Holy.
Oh, God.
You look at the size of them.
Heartsick Ruben just subscribed for 8 months. I woof tiger.
Aww. I love you too, Ruben. Thank you so much for the 8 months. I appreciate you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm going to calculate. So when I aim, I don't miss. You what? I'm always thinking about my next move. It's who I am, but around you, I just can't seem to do it. Even I know something's not right between us. Blabbery, what are you? I never thought alcohol tasted good until I tasted yours. Maybe that's why I kept oversharing like that. When you said you never thought of me as a tool, I felt so light. When you told me to come back, I felt so shocked and overjoyed. I'm truly sorry for bringing up your sister like I did. There are things I can never account for. I understand that now. You idiot. When you're feeling like that, it's exactly when you should come to me, huh? That's a shitty way to live. Just quit already. Take a swig of my whiskey and cheer up, okay? I made it with you in mind. It's yours. Use. Is that really what you... Enough talking already. Time to get a move on. You're turning red. You sure you haven't had a swig yet? Can you still hit your target like that, I wonder? Hey, you don't have to take a shot at me like that. Well, looks like I have to do some calculations of my own then. That's probably for the best. Aww. Did she just shoot him down? Absolute accuracy. Uses attack deals to all enemies. Blabbery's crit rate is boosted by his attack deals. Holy shit! That's incredibly powerful. You'll be gone soon to the Americas for a few weeks. Is she finally winning, chat? I'm pretty much at the end. I had to, like, fucking use like, sacrificial lambs to take this spot, though. How are you feeling? I'm not really sick, you know. Until you tell me what's wrong, I won't budge. Then I'm leaving. Lol. Wait, please. Why do you seem so sad when you look at me? I don't want to talk about it. Well, I'd like to know. I might not like to know so bad I might accidentally chug some rubbing alcohol. Lol. Hey now, cut the crap. Then confess. Seriously, holding yourself as a hostage. I'll tell you, okay? So don't do anything stupid. You look like my sister. So when I look at you, you know, I get freaked. Are you worried about her? You could say that. Is your sister back at home? Nah, she dead. She's dead. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't apologize, little weirdo. How did she... Lisa is exploited by the Empire. Life ain't easy there. And I failed to protect her. I see. That's why I decided to beat the crap out of the Empire. Suddenly, I feel ashamed of myself. I just ended up here because I idolized Lady Scarlet. What's wrong with that? Everyone's got their own reason to fight. Just don't go to the front lines as much. I don't want you to get hurt. Aww. Okay. Can I take some swings at the boss man? I mean, they may die, but... Holy shit. You know, I'm curious just what this fight is going to be like. So, let's see. I never imagined that you could have built such a following. I'll admit, there were even distinct disturbances within our own army. So my dad might be down, but he'll never be out. Capture's not an option. Indeed. Bro's a little bit psychotic. A little bit psychotic. Damlin showdown. Oh god, he's got a fucking supervillain law. You're right, it's actual.
諸君らはスカーレットに一時的にでも組みした不穏分子過ちを正し総人類幸福計画を前進
Oh
させる
god. I love the voice
それ
acting.
こそが我々のなすべき正義なのだ 俺様に続け信頼に足る女よ
殿下と踊るなら情熱的な単語だね。
本来は
Holy shit.
K 根絶せよ
Oh god. Did he just fucking hit me with an airburst missile?
やるではないか
What the fuck? Hey, Andy. Armor piercing high explosive round. What the fuck? Bruh, this is meant to be like a Renaissance style setting. The fuck is going on? I love that we can just keep doing this.
俺様に続け信頼に足る女よ
殿下と踊るなら情熱的な
Wow.
単語だね。
肉片すら残すな俺様としたことが
Oh god.
先陣に続け
損害は軽微根絶せよ
Well. Let's try this.
ようこそ。
Look at his face. Even in his chibi pixel art form, he looks fucking crazy. Please be stunned. Please be stunned. Please be stunned. Get stunned! Get fucked, my dude. Man. Huh. I wonder if he's got some bullshit ability that lets him heal. Oh god, he gets to go first. Oh god. It's Booby Mask, yes.
この槍は祖国のために。踏み鳴らせ。
損害は軽
Oh god, are we gonna win? We might win.
弁明と修正の機会を与えてやる。踏み鳴らせ。臆するな。
肉片すら残すな
Oh god.
ここだ。
損害は軽根絶せよ
正面。
無駄なあがきを根絶せよ
I think we win. I kind of want to have the win with Scarlet and Lily though. I feel like that's the right way to play it.
肉片すら残すな
For no reason other than what kind of showdown is it if you don't have your main characters there, right? What kind of showdown is it? Wait, hang on, I just realized that we still can't... There's got to be something... There's got to be another follow-up fight after this. There's no way there isn't. Otherwise, there's going to be that one part of the map that's still blue. And that's just wrong.
クリーンアップを開始する
私たちを障害と認めるわけだな。
Oh my god, I just realized I haven't been recording the VOD for this. Oh my god. That's annoying.
貴様無意識で自分の娘の才能を認めたじゃないか。
Lol.
アルメリアが言っていたな。共和国民は全員が部品だと。リリーは代替可能な部品で取るに足らない存在か。笑わせるな。私にとってリリーは唯一無二の存在だ。
リリアの評価が狂ったのは単一での能力しか見てなかったからだ。我々が本当に危険視していたのはスカーレット、貴様。
Man.
だから私と引き離したかったのね。姉妹たちを使ってでも。
大きな誤算だった。これほどの相乗効果を生むとは。
だが残念だったな。私たちはもはや神でも引き離せないぞ。
We're literally winning with the power of gay.
ごめんねお父様。私スカーレット様のお嫁さんになるから。
ご挨拶申し上げよう、お父様。リリーは
の
Lol.
社会に対する破壊行為は容認できない。人類の保護のため実力行使する。
所詮貴様はその程度の男だ。リリーの父にふさわしくない。
What's all these debuffs? Oh, I can't use that one. I think obviously we're gonna have to use the super gay attack to actually win. Because it's just not right if we don't, I think.
世界を私の破壊により再生する。
私に当てないでよ。
Get wrecked, old man. The future is now.
もう出て行って。あんたの好きにはさせないから。
今まで何を見てきた。何を勉強してきた。法と秩序による良好な治安、尽きることのないエネルギーと食料、すべてルールを守る正しさが実現した幸福だ。
貴様の主張にはヘドが出る。他人の生き方を制限するやつに幸福を語る資格などない。娘一人幸せにできないバカが。
I'm glad I did the fight with these two. Because we wouldn't have got all this extra dialogue if we didn't.
口でわからないなら暴力でわからせてやる。
I love her.
スカーレット様。ざーっとこんなもんよ。
Using violence to alter the status quo. What a barbaric solution. Weeding out those of inferior intelligence is also a leader's duty. I fucking knew it! For the sake of all humanity, you shall be eradicated. I fucking knew it. I knew it wouldn't be that simple. Is he even stronger? He leveled up? Bruh, that's bullshit. Actually bullshit. Oh my god. He can't do anything though. He can just like sit there. That's all he can do is sit there.
お任せください。
This is actually significantly harder to fight from. Yeah, I'm gonna need to use the whole hustle thing to make everyone go faster. And even then, it might not work out that well. Who do I have missing? Harold and Brown alongside with Nicole, Gina, and Kieran and Tyler. Okay. I think you need to go. You two need to fight somewhere else. And I think putting you here is probably going to be really strong. Because you've got that really fancy mega attack that does crazy amounts of damage. I can't believe in the end, the AI just doesn't do anything when it's just the boss, and he just sits there. It just seems really weird to me. It's clearly a bottom. Lol. Clearly. Who would I pair? Who could I add to this little combo? Gwyn already has his power. Yeah, because that's all quite self-contained, really. These guys all empower each other. Who would be a fifth character to put in? I guess having the medic in their team is okay. That's about the only thing I can suggest to add to that. How many turns? So they'll be back. In a turn. It's hard trying to figure out, like, the right approach for actually getting this game. Like, one.
Oh, yo. はてさて。
次は何だ。
野郎ども。
Oh
準
shit.
備はいいか。
呼んだか。
Okay. Wow. Oh, so I'm thinking we'll eventually pair. A lot of this is just staging turns, like prepping for what I actually want to do. I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of annoying, honestly. Man, the smaller teams barely put a scratch in. You are to attack. We can kind of whittle him down a little bit. In the end, that might just be enough. Oh god. The troops have finished reorganizing. Wonderful. Oh god.
我々は敗北していない。世界を正しく導くのは我々だ。
Man, he's such like the way he's drawn is
犯行の動きが
amazing.
見えるな。まだやろうってのか。
海上に停泊する輸送艦から増援を送り込んできてるんだ。お父様がいる司令部を叩き潰さないと止められない。
奴が直接指揮しないと戦線を維持できないわけだ。身柄を確保して終わらせるぞ。
老骨には答えるわい。
Fuck it, we ball.
計算を間違えたようね。プリムラ様に顔向けが。
It might be a mistake. But it's one I'm willing to live with. I mean, I could just delegate it, but I don't want to.
クリーンアップを開始する。
もう諦めなよ。どうしてそんなに帝国にこだわるの？
こだわる？何を言っている？
The necessary measure for the greater.
ごたくは聞き飽きた。要するに貴様は気に入らないのさ。自分が定義する以上の幸福があるのが。
知ったような口を。貴様の茨の道に民衆を誘い込むな。
バラにはトゲがあるからこその美しさも感じ取れるのだ。そんなこともわからない貴様が私に道を解くなど100万年早い。
Why is he so much bigger than everyone?
駆逐せよ。
Oh god. Oh. Oh, we got different theme music.
肉片すら残すな。
Oh god, everyone is fine.
部隊の状況は把握なさっていて。
ああ、もちろんだよプリムラ。整列構え。
I love that Primula is clearly the one who's in charge of their little power couple.
世界を私の破壊により再生する。
私に当てないでよ。
I kind of wish I didn't do all that stuff because this fight clearly has epic music.
残存兵力は予備隊はどうした？
Lol.
出せる兵戦車は
No, my dude, get wrecked.
打ち止めのようだな。
ありえない。最新鋭の機甲部隊だぞ。それ
ご退場願うよお父様。あんたの出番はこれで終わり。
Lol.
皆よくやってくれた。
And the whole world was red.
リリーの指揮に敗れたのさ。娘の能力さえ見抜けなかったようだな。先代アレックス陛下を殺害し、帝都に放火し混乱を招いたと認めるか。
それが幸福のための合理的な判断だったからな。
素直じゃないね。
否定する必要などない。暴力と論
Bruh, you started all the
理、ど
violence.
ちらが理性的か考える余地もない。我々は間違ってなどいない。
筋金入りだな。
Yeah. You're a dickhead, my dude.
グウィン、お前はどうしたい？親の仇だぞ。
僕は判断する立場にない。腹渡が煮えくり返る思いだ。元はといえば、僕が配信技術の導入を父に進言したことが発端だ。わかるだろう。
Oh god.
この事態を招いた一番の
Gwyn, you're not responsible for his actions, my dude. You're not. Fuck, she hot though. Scarlet, yeah, Scarlet's fantastic. She is the titular villainess. It's a fun game, Small.
リリー、どうする？私はお前の決定を支持する。
私が決めるの。
Oh God.
工作と侵略を大統領が認めた瞬間は証拠映像に残した。これが共和国との国際問題に発展することはない。あとはお前と父親の問題だ。お前が決めろ。
私は。
What's the ending?
1年に及ぶ戦いはついに幕を閉じた。
Wait, we had 2 revolutions in a year?
共和国が帝国に行
Holy
っ
shit.
た破壊工作活動が白日のもとにさらされ、全世界に衝撃をもって伝えられた。殺害された先代皇帝アレックス・グローベナーは共和国の陰謀から国を守ろうとした英雄として歴史に名を刻んだ。共和国と癒着していた貴族たちが抜けたため、貴族議会も機能不全に陥っており、帝国はグウィンを代表に据え、スカーレット帝国への政権移譲を開始したが、結局こうなっちゃうのね。
仕方ないよ。スカーレットやリリーに臨時政府をまとめられると思う。
これって貧乏くじと言うんじゃないかしら。
国政に携わりたがっていたじゃないか。
知ってたの？
女性を重要なポジションに据える時代が来る。その時はプリムラ城に活躍してもらおう。父が言っていたよ。
惜しい人を亡くしましたね。
ああ、新たな時代を見てもらいたかった。だが悔やんでばかりもいられない。
I don't know.
明日こそ
Your dad's forehead was so big, I think from its vantage point it would have seen the new future, you know?
まさか本当にやるとはね。
君はとても残念だろうけど、盛大に祝って
This is such a silly anime game.
あなたこそ
Like,
残
it
念に
just...
思ってるのではなくて。
僕は彼女に不釣り合いだったのさ。これでいいと思ってるよ。
We got the best ending?
は
Lol. I love that they got together.
ようやく娘の
I love Brown as well. He's such a fun guy. I love the like grumpy, angry, but always happy for his kids
これで
anime dad.
詫びずに済むというもの。
その涙はどっちの涙だ？まあ私は母上に叱られるだろうが、この衣装なら笑ってくれるかな。
エリザベス、不出来な娘と罵ってすまなかった。許してくれ。
親父殿に許しを請われる道理はない。私は不出来な娘だ。こちらこそすまんな。なんだー、奥方がお待ちですだよー。あ、行こうか。
What? I love that Rebecca is still here and still wearing that stupid fucking hat.
私は別にいいんだけど、みんながね。
なんで俺が神父役なんだ。
お
Lol.
前でなければならないのさ。
Oh yeah, that's true. He was like the first guy who joined the revolution.
まあ指名されたからには精一杯やらせてもらうがよ。スカーレット帝国皇帝スカーレット・ペンローズ。たとえ火の中、血の海、敵陣の中でも妻リリーを愛すると誓いますか？
Lol.
当然だ。
スカーレット帝国首相リリー。たとえ戦場、空の上、カメラの前でも夫スカーレットを愛すると誓いますか？
こ
Who even wrote these spells? I love that. Of course you did. Of course you did, Scarlet. I fucking love it.
しょうがない誓ってあげます。
スカーレット帝国万歳。
ありがとうリリー。これから世界をもっと面白くしてやる。
今ぐらいは愛してるって言ってくれない？
愛してるよ。
Gay.
私も。二人の旅はまだまだ続く。
Wait, are they planning a sequel? Oh my god, are they doing a sequel? Holy shit, are they doing a sequel? I'd fucking love it if that was a sequel. I'm all about this trashy anime game. It's really fun! Classic anime ending. It really is. It's so good though. I'm curious to see if there's anything in or after the credits. Can I speed it up? Chat, someone Google if there's anything after the credits of this game. I can't believe I fucking... I can't believe... It's such a good game. It's such a good game. Like, it's just been delightful. I can't believe I forgot to start recording the VOD. That's really annoying. I'm gonna have to, like, clip off the, like, time where I'm doing all the stream intro shit and then re-download it. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow, chat. I don't know if I'm doing anything. I'm gonna quickly double check. I don't think I've got D&D tomorrow. I don't have anything scheduled. I'll see how I feel after work, probably. Hey, Jikan, how you doing? Let's see. What is the plan? Is my D&D game going tomorrow? I don't think it is. Yeah, no D&D tomorrow. So I might stream. I won't guarantee it. Reach the happiest ending with every possible ally. Hell yeah. I'm good. We just finished. Oh, there is an after credits thing.
大団円というやつだ。どうだ？ハッピーエンドだろ？
Yeah.
めっちゃ失敗したけどね。何回死んだと思ってんのさ。無謀な特攻したり。
You know, there's apparently an ending where you get the happiest ending, but you kill every other character. And I don't know how it's possible, because you just go through the whole game with just these two? And that just sounds like insanely hard.
味方を孤立させたり、人の話を聞かなかったり。
けど、たどり着いた。いいんだよ。何度間違えたって。無理だと思っただろ。理由もなく決めつけられて、理不尽な目にあってさ。
私、本当は思ってた。
You may have missed it, Ruben. I'm sorry.
ハッピーエンドなんて人生には存在しないんだって。
そんなことはないさ。
There are apparently 5 different endings to this game.
ほら。あの人はずっと信じてくれていた。
I didn't stop believing in you.
私たちは成し遂げたんだ。
They're so cute.
さあ、 配信しよう。3人で成し遂げたこの物語を。
Wait, what? What is this? What's go? Great Villainess strategy of Lily, happy ending achieved. Sick. But there are 5 endings to this. 5 endings. Holy shit. That was really fun, chat. This was a delightful game. I'm really glad I gave this I'm really glad I gave this a shout. I'm really glad. It was fun, start to finish. And I know for a lot of people in the community, this is probably not their usual thing. And I know it's also probably not the most energetic game I've ever played. But I loved it. And I hope that, you know, I'll get to play something like it again. Something just as over the top and silly and hilarious as this. Technically, probably wasn't the best game ever. But I had a fantastic time. Anyway, the next planned stream I have is for Sunday. I might do something tomorrow. I won't guarantee it, but we'll see how I feel after work and whether or not I'm actually, like, Pink wants to do stuff. I know it's really early for me ending. It's not even 10 o'clock. But, like, I don't really have enough time to get started on something else. But thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for indulging my silly little spur of the moment decision to see this game, which was just one of my WTF's reviews. I hate it here. Become a full-fledged playthrough. It won't be the last game I've tried on the random review segments to become a full-fledged playthrough, but like, it's the first. Don't apologize, Ruben. Don't apologize. You know you wanted to do that. You're not sorry. You're not sorry. You know you're not sorry. I love you all. I'll see you later, okay? Be good. Take care of yourself. Get a treat. Mwah.